Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, the honor to our apostles, elders, a great millstone, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This puts great gospel with sincerity and truth. This is your brother Tazakai Yahweh for the great millstone in the Annapolis camp. Coming at you another lesson to the spirit of power Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Lord will it be edified. Got an article from The Guardian, and it reads, Iraq. More than 100 people killed after fire breaks out at Iraq wedding. It says a blaze started after fireworks lit during a celebration in Nineveh province, according to local media. We all know about Nineveh, going back to like the ancient, Assyrians. That's what their empire was. But what's going on right here? We'll register later. No, we ain't. But going on, and this came out Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. Hopefully, all these prophecies come to pass. And it reads, more than 100 people have been killed and 150 others injured in a fire at a wedding reception in the district of Hamdaniya in Iraq's northern Nineveh province, attracting global messages of sympathy. Survivors said the fire, which swept through the hall in a matter of seconds, was triggered by fireworks that had been set off inside the hall before the bride and groom slow dance. The Kurdish news channel Rudal aired footage showing fireworks being lit and doors that shot up and set a chandelier on fire. Footage shown on the other local television networks appeared to show the bride and groom on the dance floor when the fire began on Tuesday night. Stunned by the sight of the burning debris, according to reports, the bride and groom survived but suffered burns. A relative told Iraq's Channel 1, we miraculously left the place. The groom and the bride were among the people who survived the accident. I was just with them, and their psychological condition was very difficult. I took some wounded to the hospital. What I saw in the hospital is difficult to describe. Many of the victims were burned and dead. Footage of flaming debris falling from above as guests ran to escape Al Haytham Hall, with many inside apparently overcome by toxic smoke as flammable plastic ceiling panels caught fire. In a statement, civil defense authorities reported the presence of prefabricated panels inside the hall that were highly flammable, adding that the fire was exacerbated by toxic gas emitted by the burning of the highly flammable EcoBond plastic panels, which violate safety standards. Making a lawsuit there for him. But it's Rania Waad, who was at the wedding and sustained a burn to her hand, said that as the then again, who knows? Like, why would you burn? May not. Why would you pop fireworks inside the building? But who knows? But although this neither here nor there. Say Rania Wah, who was at the wedding and sustained a burn to her hand, said as the bride and groom were dancing, the fireworks started to climb to the ceiling. The whole hall went up in flames. We couldn't see anything. Wah, the 17 said, we were suffocating. We didn't know how to get out. We saw the fire pulsating coming out of the hall, said Imad Yahana, 34, who escaped the inferno. Shalakia. Those who managed got out, and those who didn't got stuck. Even those who made their way out were broken. Large wedding halls, often easily recognizable because of their neon lights outside, are a familiar sight across Iraq and the Middle East, hosting packed celebrations. The health department in Nineveh put the death toll at 114. Health Ministry spokesperson Saif Abadar had earlier put the number of injured at 150. All efforts are being made to provide relief to those affected by the unfortunate accident. Balder said, the majority of the injured suffer from burns and asphyxiation, he said, adding that there had also been crowd crushes at the scene. Video of the aftermath showed the hall gutted and blackened by the fire with the building's roof collapse. So that's where they was at in Nineveh province. I said that's where Assyrians and Babylonians, where they hail from in Iraq. But it's witnesses said which the Assyrians and Babylonians are the same people, by the way. But let's say, witnesses said the building caught fire at about 10:45 local time, p.m. Well, p.m. local time, and that hundreds of people were in attendance at the time. Some of those burned included children, of course. The fire caught. So lucky. The fire caused some parts of the ceiling to fall due to the use of highly flammable, low-cost construction materials. The statement said with preliminary information suggesting fireworks were to blame. Ambulances and medical crews were dispatched to the scene by federal Iraqi authorities and authorities in Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdistan region, according to the official statements. At the main hospital in the Hamdaniya, a predominantly Christian town east of Mosul that is also known as uh, Karakash, an AFP photographer saw ambulances arriving with sirens blaring and dozens of people gathered in the courtyard to donate blood. Let's see. And really, I ain't gotta read all that. But I guess since I'm here, why not, I guess. It's a Ahmad Darbardani, a health official in the province, told Radal that many of those injured have suffered serious burns. The majority of them were completely burned, and some others had 50 to 60% of their bodies burned. Damn. It's a Darbardani said this is not good at all. No shit. The majority of them were not in good condition. In a brief statement, the Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani called on the Ministers of Health and the Interior to mobilize all rescue efforts to help the victims of the fire and announce an investigation. The Ministry of Health announced that medical aid trucks have been dispatched to the area from Baghdad and other provinces, adding that its teams in Nineveh have been mobilized to care for the injured. As was the case with many Christian towns in the Nineveh Plains, Karakash and its churches were methodically ransacked by jihadists from Islamic State after they entered the town in 2014. The town was slowly rebuilt after the group was ousted in 2017. It was the scene of a visit by Pope Francis in March 2021. Like, as if that's who the hell he's supposed to be. But say safety standards in Iraq's construction and transport sectors are often disregarded in a country whose infrastructure is in a despair after decades of conflict is regularly the scene of fatal fires and accidents. In July 2021, a fire in the Crown unit of a hospital in the country's south killed more than 60 people. In April of the same year, exploding oxygen tanks triggered a fire at a hospital in Baghdad dedicated to Crown patients that left more than 80 people dead. So the Lord over there burning them folks over there. So, but nonetheless, like I said, more than 100 people killed as the fire breaks out of Iraq wedding. They said up to 150 have been injured, right? And ultimately, as people like to say, man, people die every day, and you're damn right they do. The Lord don't miss his mark, right? This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord, Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. So whatever the Lord sanctions, whatever he sent forth out there, is not wickedness. It's not, it's not, he's not committing iniquity. He's not sinning. It's not profane, right? Every morning, ultimately every day, do we bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, so he's not going to fail when it comes to his judgment. Just like he ain't nothing going to fail that he sent forth in the spirit. But the unjust know of no shame. And that last part is going to ultimately to you 2/3, you jakes, you niggas, or even, the jakes around the world who may, hear and listen, but don't want to take heed. So you don't know no shame, right? You don't want to hear, you disregard it, you forsake the words you have about your but guess what? And you doing that, that's why death approaches you. It take your ass out. Because you don't have no shame, you don't have no respect, you don't regard, you don't consider, like I said, the will of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Therefore, what he do? He take your ass out. And like they said, like this was not good at all, of course. But guess who gets the credit for it? Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil, right? Evil going to bad times, right? Eve time, ill meaning bad. In the city, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai have not done it. So this is all the doing of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Yeah, it was like, well, they shot the fireworks in there and it was highly flammable, this, that. Yeah, they did something stupid. I don't know why you would shoot fireworks inside a building, but it was the Spirit of the Lord that had that happen for them to do to what? To render judgment upon them, right? And as the scripture speaks about what that evil man understand not judgment, they say that's not my God. No, he wouldn't do nothing like that. You don't know. We serve two different gods, and we serve the living power of Yahweh Shemashah, whereas y'all serve idols. Because even verse 7 says what? Surely the Lord Yahweh Shemashah power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets to his servants, right? His men, right? The prophets, the men of the Lord. So the men of the Lord, right, go understand the for what the Lord exposed, understand the judgments that come from Yahweh Shemashah. You know? Another one real quick too, to prove too that this was of the Lord. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited. See, these are part of some of the ways that Yahweh Shemashah visits you. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah of hosts, with thunder, right? And with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and also what? And the flame of devouring fire. Was that not a flame of devouring fire that came out of that whole mishap of the fireworks? Absolutely. Right? Just like the wildfires and stuff like that, the forest fires and all this and that all come from Yahweh Shemashah. Likewise, this devouring fire that burnt up these damn people. Some people completely burned, some people 50 to 60%, and also ultimately what? Burnt people to death. That all was a doing from Yahweh Shemashah. Alright? And we gonna end off right here. Don't need to be too long. Just, hey man, this is just the judgment of Yahweh Shemashah. This is Deuteronomy chapter 39. 32, verse 39. And also another judgment too, another article where it said like 59 people in Pakistan like croaked, they got, I guess somebody came to hit them up or something like that. Then it showed something about a church in Mexico somewhere, it get caved in or something, and 10 people died, and like, hey, judgment just going out and going out and going out. The Libyan flood, so so forth and so on. Right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that even I am he, and there is no God with me, right? There's only one, God, all capital letters, Yahweh Shemashah, right? Buddha ain't up there, right? JC ain't up there, Allah ain't up there, right? Them folks, where was the help? Shit, Shiva and them ain't up there. No, it's only Yahweh Shemashah, is that sovereign power, right? But it says, it say what? I kill, right? And I make alive. So it's the Lord behind the killing. It's the Lord behind those who we bring forth life to. It say I wound. It was the Lord who wounded those people. And ultimately those who we heal and I heal. And ultimately that'll come through the will of Yahweh Shemashah if they be healed. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, right? Men were burnt up. Women were burnt up. Children were burnt up. There was no accident. That was what they judgment that they accumulated over, like I said, they seen the iniquities that they committed, right? Rather than be some of them, I guarantee was Jace, but if not, the heathens get judged too, But at the end of the day, this is what the doing of Yahweh Shemashah, So that's all I got on that. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to sincere brothers and sisters who are out there listening. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the bondless apostles, the elders, a great millstone, Ruel, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushing the great gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom, Yasha'Allah, Bye, Ball.